What hope is found in God's words of curse upon Satan? They contain the first promise of Jesus' coming. Day 5 brings us to the first of two promises that God gives to Adam and Eve immediately after they sinned and just before they are banished from the garden as a result of their sin. Surprisingly, the first promise comes in the form of a curse pronounced upon the serpent. God said to the serpent, Satan, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." As a result of Adam and Eve's disobedience, paradise was lost. But because God is so gracious, all hope was not lost. Immediately after Adam and Eve sinned, and just before they were banished from paradise, God graciously gave them promises that filled them with hope. The first promise was embedded in a curse that God pronounced upon Satan. "You will crawl on your belly," God said to the serpent, "and you will eat dust all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." What hope for humanity is found in this curse? With this curse, God placed enmity or enemy-likeness between the first human couple and Satan, and this broke the bonds that bound them together, making them enemies rather than the friends that they had become. God also condemned the serpent to crawl on his belly and eat dust all the days of his life. This humiliating posture symbolized Satan's subjugation, defeat, and ultimate doom at the hands of a far down the line descendant of Eve. If we fast forward to the New Testament, we learn that this serpent-crushing descendant is Jesus. The Apostle Paul explains that God's promise to Abraham about his seed ultimately refers to Jesus Christ. He writes in Galatians 3 verse 16 that the promises were spoken to Abraham and to his seed, meaning one person who is Christ. Yes, Jesus is the promised Savior who would reverse the curse and rescue humanity from sin and death. What hope is found in God's words of curse upon Satan? They contain the first promise of Jesus' coming. That means that this day in the Garden of Eden, the very same day that the curse was pronounced upon Satan, was the very first day of Advent, the first day of awaiting the coming of Jesus. And God would keep repeating this same Advent promise in many different ways all throughout history. By repeating this promise time and again in different ways, God made sure that his people could keep looking forward to the coming of King Jesus. Ask God to give you a holy hatred for Satan and all that is evil, and a desire to love and to do only that which is good and godly. And thank God that he will soon crush Satan completely when Jesus returns.